All right, let's get this started. Good evening, everybody. This is Brandon Ivey from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type your name in the chat box while you're listening into. As a disclaimer, and I may have to say this two or three times tonight, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only, and it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. We are also streaming live on Facebook. In fact, this is primarily for that community. The people inside of the ILCA community have already heard what I'm about to say tonight, but I will kind of break it down a little bit more detail. So those of you inside of ILCA, feel free to share with everybody, your friends and family, associates. You can share it on, I'm streaming on multiple channels on Facebook as well, and I'll upload the recording to the ILCA YouTube page. So tonight I see we have, let me recognize some of you guys. We got Miss Marnita Casa on the line, Amy Hazel, CJ Jackson, Carla Arrigo, Chris Hall, Claire Vo, Albert, Deborah Covington, DJ, Dorothy Mays, Elton, Jacqueline Briggs, Janelle, Catherine Clement, Kenny Taylor, Melanie Davis, Melvin Robinson Jr., Patty Geis, Rhoda Gay, Rita B, Samantha, Shauna Ross, Tammy Lee Gully, Victoria Peterson, and Wild Bill, and a host of people watching on Facebook as well. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is actually going to be a part two to what we just did this past Sunday night, which is The Secret. If you guys enjoyed, or not enjoyed, if you found value from information, if you were on the secret call on Sunday, give me some emojis or type in the chat box. If you found some nuggets that you can implement. Tonight is actually going to be a second part. How do I implement next? What can I do? Where should my focus be? And instead of me telling you where yours is, I'm going to tell you my journey on how I got to where I am now, or where my focus is right now. How many of you on Sunday night actually started doing that exercise I told you to do before you go to sleep? And now that it is Tuesday, Sunday night, Monday night, how many of you have done it already at least two nights and you're prepared to do it tonight? Or have you already slipped up and forgot to do it? I tell you, this is the hard part. The first 3 months of doing this is going to be difficult. Once you're into maybe your about sixth week, it starts to become more of a habit for you. So make sure you do that, and then do it multiple times. Amy, you already slipped up. Do it before you go to sleep. Do it again as soon as you wake up, because that feeling that you have, you're not going to know why you may feel some way, but it may only last for a couple of seconds. When the fog of your brain starts to wake up and you snap back into reality, and then you go back to your same old habits. Remember, you are training the neurons in your brain, and getting them thick to hold on to that type of a feeling and thought process. So it's like working out in the gym. You got to do this over and over and over consistently to make it an unconscious habit. So be prepared to do that again tonight. So the goal was on Sunday night, what would you do with your life if money was no longer an object? And every day you woke up, you had more money in the bank than when you went to sleep. What would you do with your life? Okay, so now that you focus on what your goal is, how can you have that type of a lifestyle that does not require you to have to go to a 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday? I took my parents to the airport the other day, and it's been a long time since I was in traffic. And I was on my way back. I saw the oncoming traffic to LAX, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" It is like six something in the morning, and people are stuck in traffic. And it's a saying I used to say. I have not said this in a long time, so let me see if I can remember saying this correctly. I used to hate waking up on a Monday morning, rushing off to rush hour traffic to a job I don't like, to work with people I can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when I'm hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as if I'm a child, to only get off work at 7, come home, try to have dinner, watch an hour of TV with the family, and go back to sleep and get ready for do it again the next day. And to do that for the next 40 years of my life, only to retire broke, dependent on family, government, and friends and then maybe live for another 2 years to enjoy the rest of my life, depending on what health issues I may or may not have. And I'm like, that's their reality. So if that is your day-to-day reality, it is impossible for you to be in a situation where you have enough income coming in to live the life of your dreams because you're not worrying about money. So how do we get money as an issue out of the way? So when I first came into network marketing 26 years ago, the very first presentation was December 1998, done by a gentleman in Atlanta, Georgia by the name of Darren Elijah. And I met regional vice president of that company named Sam Oram. And he stood in front of the room and he told his story on how he went to medical school to become a doctor and dropped out of medical school to do network marketing. And he became a millionaire. And he didn't just say it, he actually showed proof. Now, here I am, a senior in college, and he showed that he had made a $10,000 bonus check for the week. He averaged about 10,000 a week in just bonuses. Now, bonuses was the size of his organization growing, basically recruiting. His residual income was in the six-figure a month range. So the bonus money was chump change. And that residual income he got came every single month, whether he did anything or not, based on the size of his organization and the customers that that organization brought forth. And I said to myself, that's what I'm talking about. Residual income. And I didn't understand the word residual. I said it's kind of like royalties. You think we have a member of the Jackson family on right now, CJ. Think about it. Musicians do something one time, record that album, and if they manage it right, and CJ shared his story the other day with him and the Jacksons and the family. If you manage it right, that one action can pay you for the rest of your life. That's called royalties. The Elvis estate is worth more that he's dead now than when he was alive. The I played some island music earlier. Bob Marley's family, they're making more money from his music today than they did when he was alive. Residual income. You think of movie stars, actors. They do a movie one time and they get royalties from that over and over and over and over again. You know what? Oh, I didn't have this prepared. There were some examples like Sylvester Stallone and other actors that said, you know what? Don't pay me up front. Just give me the royalties on the back end. You know who made a deal like that? Michael Jordan. And it wasn't Michael Jordan, it was his mother when they made the deal with Nike as opposed to the other shoes that he could have signed with. He said, I want a piece of every single purchase. They're like, oh, we don't do that. He said, you're going to do it now, or I go sign with somebody else. Royalties. Unfortunately, most people are not musicians. They don't have that type of talent. You might not be actors. You don't have that type of talent. And so you only know what you've been taught. Go to school and get a good job. That's not royalties. What you're doing is you're trading time for money. You get paid for how many hours you work a week. If you want more money, what do you have to do? You need to work more hours. Well, there's only so many hours in a day, which means your income is limited to how many hours you're able to be spent putting in time for somebody else's company, a company you don't even own. You're making them wealthy and you can be easily replaced. If you got sick or fired or you passed away, your job will be replaced within a week. And you might have given that company 20, 25 years to get a watch. My grandfather, when he retired, he got a watch. I was like, are you kidding me? So if you have not, get this book, Cash Flow Quadrant. Get this book. Read this book. Because what I'm going to be talking about tonight is the I quadrant, the residual income part of it. And that is what I chased. The dream and idea of residual income, since I could not sing and dance, and since I was not athletic enough to, well, no, athletes don't get residual income. I could not act and be a musician or a theater person to get residual income. I had to find another way. So, what industry could I get residual income from? And I was taught network marketing. And if you guys heard of a company called Amway, Bill Britt and all those guys, and all the health and wellness companies that started from the 50s and the 60s and really big from the 80s and the 90s. And you see these cats making residual income 10, 15 years after they got started from work they did 10, 15 years ago. And that seemed to be the life. However, I came to network marketing in 1999 and in the 2000s. Things started to change. So as I was chasing residual income, I did not realize there was no such thing as residual income in network marketing anymore. We just didn't know it yet. Now, I will give a disclaimer. I am not going to bash any company, and I am not bashing the health and wellness industry or the network marketing industry. In fact, there's no right or wrong way. I am only going to state facts, and you make a decision on which direction you want to move in the pursuit of your goal that we talked about on Sunday. What is your goal? Focusing on your goal. You decide, which direction you want to go. And there's many ways of getting to your destination. Whether you ride a bike or you get on an airplane, you're both going to get there. It's just one might get there faster than the other. So that's a choice that you make. I'm telling you my journey. So I went on this pursuit for residual income, and I told you guys I failed my first 10 years. I couldn't sell a product to save my life. I couldn't recruit a large organization. I mastered presentations. I mastered the information. I mastered reading all the books they told me to. I went to all the trainings they told me to. I wasn't getting any of the results, but that's what Sunday night was about. And when I started getting the results, then I was introduced to another set of challenges. And one of those challenges was, man, I did build a huge organization. Where's my residual income? You see, the money I was making was bonuses based on recruiting a large organization, not because I had a gang of customers myself and I'm making money off of the product. I'm making the money off of building an organization, which is fine. See, here's the first choice when you're reading this book. The E quadrant, the employee quadrant, means you're trading time for money. When you're in network marketing, you're now substituting time with leverage. If I have 100 people in my organization, it's better to earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own effort. Because if I get sick, if I can't perform, what happens to my income? It stops. You don't get paid. But if you're earning off of the efforts of 100 people, and let's say 10% of them get sick, they cannot work, they cannot perform, you still have 90% profit coming in. That was my thinking. And it's not wrong. That was my thinking. But reality was that, well, wait a minute. Is that really residual income? Because I'm still only earning off the efforts of others. What if 100% of them decided to quit tomorrow and go do something else. Well, the residual income we were taught says that you still get paid because you just got a whole bunch of customers, right? But that wasn't reality. The moment my organization stopped working, I stopped getting paid. Or if they quit and jump ship to another company, because by this time there was a new company popping up every 3 to 6 months, promising better compensation, a better product. And they would say, if you're not making money in your company, it's because the company's at fault. If you join our company, you'll be able to make money with us. And then people realize that's not true either. See, it's not about the company. What the personal development and journey is, it's always about you. You can show me the worst company, and I'll show you somebody making 7 figures in it. You can show me the best company, and I'll show you 90% of the people in that company are broke. It has nothing to do with the company or the product. Once you learn and understand the skill set, you can build in any company. You just pick and choose which one is going to be best fit for you. But I realized every 3 to 6 months, I was rebuilding over and over again because a company either went out of business or my organization jumped ship and joined something else or whatever reason. There was no residual income. I'm only getting paid off of building a team. You know what that looked like to me? Work. Wasn't the whole point to get away from earning based on your own efforts to get residual income? And now I'm doing the same thing I would as an employee with more stress and no security. At least as an employee, I knew I was getting paid the first and the 15th of every month. I had control over that. But in network marketing, I still had to be the best and recruit and spend all that time on presentations and trainings and three-way calls and listening to everybody else's problems and people that just want to talk to you and on the phone 24/7. And I'm not working just 4 or 5 hours a day. I'm working 15 hours a day. And then 3 months later, the income is gone. Or if the CEO of the company decides, like what happened to me, decides that I might be a threat and just decide not to pay you and you lose your commissions. And then I started to look around as well. Is anybody still getting residual income? And I see all the old guys who got in the old Amway type companies from the 90s, 80s, and 90s. So yeah, I still got my residual income. Yeah, but nobody over the last 15, 20 years. Right now, I cannot point to any person who got involved in network marketing, I will say after 2010, that is still living off of residual income they built from that time. And the ones that I could point to, you know what happened just in 2025? At least 3 companies shut down their affiliate side, yet they're keeping the customers that the affiliates brought. Think about that. After you put in years of hard work to build a customer base for your residual income, and then the company just takes that away legally. And now you're like, wait, I thought my point was if I work hard now, when I get older, I'll have that residual income. I'm gonna get into my 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond to live off of in the network marketing space. And I realized and I saw that that is a pipe dream. I came to this realization in 2015, when I saw the writing on the wall. And I made a decision, okay, I got to do something different. And 2016, I left the direct selling space after having much success. It walked me off my job. I was able to fire my boss. I made a lot of money. I was vice president of 2 health and wellness based companies. But I said, I cannot keep going this way. I'm getting older and I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm only maintaining, I'm not advancing. And so the industry I jumped into was the crypto space. Now I can make money without having to recruit anybody, but I had to learn a new skill and I was willing to learn. This is something else when it comes up what I talked about Sunday on The Secret. You must be willing to adapt. You must be willing to change. You must be willing to be in front of the river of money. And sometimes that river may change directions. You have to be able to change with it. Learn skill sets nobody could take from you, like trading. I can make money whenever I want to, just trading on my own. Walking ATM machine. But I jumped into the crypto space because I'm still in the pursuit of that residual income. So for the last 8, 9 years, that's what I've been doing. And I said to myself, if I'm going to work hard, like in network marketing, working hard for other companies, recruiting and doing all that, then it better be for myself. So I created my own company. See, my flex is not wearing Gucci and I don't even know all the name brands. I'm so out of date, out touched. My flex is wearing my own brand, my own name. So if I'm going to put that time and effort into something, it's going to be in my own brand and my own legacy. And then I take the money I earn from that to now generate passive income. So now let's talk about passive income, the difference. Passive income is when you've invested in an asset and that asset is generating income automatically without your involvement. See the difference there? See, residual income. I build a network of people who go out and get customers, and I'm earning a percentage of all of those customers. But work has to be done. I got to go build a team. Now you say, well, Brandon, no, you can not build a team and just go get the customers yourself. Really? How many customers? You show me the best health and wellness company out there today. How many customers would I personally need to get to be able to earn $10,000 a month in residual income without recruiting a single person? Ask that question to any top leader of any health and wellness or just network marketing company, and they're not going to be able to answer that question. Is it possible? Yes. CJ's 100,000 customers. That sure looks like a whole lot of work. To get 100,000. I have some friends from Melaleuca. Well, we're not network marketing, and it's just off the customers. Really? I know how y'all operate. I know what you need to do at the end of each month. You need to get on the phone and call every single freaking customer to make sure that they buy something because you ain't got auto ship. That seems like a whole lot of work to me. And pestering, that's not what now, again, that's not that it's wrong. If you're built for that, have at it. There are people making millions of dollars doing that. That's just not me. That's not my goal of passive income. So, assets. Assets. What if I invested in an asset and I'm going to use where my new focus is right now this year is in real estate? It's what my grandpa always said, own real estate. If you invest in an asset like real estate, that property and that property is generating you an income every single month like clockwork, whether you get out of bed or not. Now that's passive income. Do you know how wealthy people stay wealthy? They do not spend their principal, meaning their money. They invest their principal and they live off of the interest or yield that their principal is bringing them. And that principal can be in the forms of stocks, bonds, commodities, precious metals, gold, silver, crypto, real estate. So the asset itself is your employee. It is generating you money every single month. That is passive income. So you decide which one. Well, let me put it this way. I've been getting hit up so much from people. Join this company. Join Brandon. Check this health and wellness company out. You got to be a part of this. Now, yes, I am launching ILCA Health next year because I am more focused on the products, not can I make money building a team and an organization. In fact, I'm only looking at the products. If I cannot make money from the product itself, don't even talk to me. I don't talk to me about if I build a huge organization. If I can do that on any company, that's not an issue. I've just been around long enough to see how it ends every single time the last 15, 20 years. And I'm getting too old to have to start all over and do it over and over and over and over again. I'm going to be 50 next year. So my only focus is a passive income. Can I make money off the product? So I'm either going to use the product to use for myself or can the product make me money? So my focus now is the real estate side. And since it is now moving directly into my field, digital, digitize everything. Well, let's put it this way. All real world assets will be tokenized, digitized. Every single one. Let me get to my ILCA community. How much money are we talking about that's on the table? Real world assets, real world assets. How much money? Anybody typing that real quick? There you go. Kenny's first. $867 trillion. $867 trillion. So let me think. Let me think. Try to convince grandma and grandpa to drink my weight loss juice and buy it every single month at a marked up price, or let me invest in a real world asset that's been digitized. Huh. When we talk about the real estate side, how much money is already marked for the real estate, tokenized real estate? Out of that 867 trillion, how much of that is real estate? 16 trillion. Judy got that. 16 trillion dollars in a space that nobody outside of our community even understands yet. In an industry that has traditionally been blocked off for most people because you're not what's called a qualified investor. You don't have $1 million worth and you don't make enough money to invest in these type of properties and assets. So you've been locked out of the game. This new technology is now allowing every single person to have an opportunity to at least become an asset earner. I had to use that because I had to use my words carefully. To earn from an asset, let's put it that way. Every single person. So, for those that's listening to me, that's always in my inbox about I need to join this health and wellness company or this company, and you got this product. My answer is always going to be no for right now, unless I want to use the product myself later. My focus right now is earning passive income off of an asset. So let me give another example for those that still don't understand that language. Let's say here's what older people in California are doing. You know, the cost of living in California is going sky high. People who have bought and owned a home more than 30 years ago are living very good on the property value today. So what older people are doing is they're selling their California home, taking the money, going to Nevada, Arizona, Florida, Texas, and they're buying two homes. They're living in one and they're renting the other one out. And the money that that other second home is generating is paying for both. Now they have passive income coming in for the rest of their life on the other property. So passive is in real estate, you have a piece of property and that property gets rented out in a form of like short-term rentals. And now every single month, that rent that's being paid on that property goes to who? Hmm. And that's like clockwork every single month. I like that version of passive income. I can't sing and dance. I can't act to get royalties. And even people who do still fighting for those to today. Like I said, you guys heard CJ's story with the Jacksons. But I know what I was not going to get. I'm not going to get residual income from any network marketing company, no matter how great their product is today, unless I personally go and get hundreds of thousands of customers by myself. The difference between residual income, which is non-existent in network marketing, there's always going to be one person that's going to jump in my inbox. Brandon, I heard what you said. That's not true. In my company, this top guy, he making like 50,000 a month residually. No, he's not. No, they're not. But on the real estate side, do you know what one of the fastest growing industry trends in 2026 is going to be? Short-term rentals. Short-term rentals. That's the fastest growing and the most lucrative passive opportunity that most people is going to be able to be involved in. So that is where our focus is in. Now, I'm going to come with receipts. I don't just speak just to speak. I have documentation. Documentation beats conversation. There is a company that hired my company, or they'll say we partnered together, for me to teach their community crypto education. And they are in the digital real estate space. And so any company that is open to wanting to further their education, especially in the crypto side, I always give them props and respect, and that is what I do. I have taught crypto education for multiple companies out there in different ways and different versions. This one's the first to basically come at me and say, we know our community needs crypto education. You're the best crypto educator in the world. We need to have you put something together for us, and we're going to give it to our community for free. No other company has done that. Okay, no other company. They did this. But at the same time, they happen to be directly in the industry I'm paying attention to and I want to learn, real estate. And using a word that I already know about. I wrote a course called tokenization 2 years ago. So they're actually doing it. So now it's mutually beneficial because I have a chance to learn hands-on practice, not just reading a book or taking a test, but hands-on practice to see how this stuff works. Is there any guarantee that this company can pull it off? No. There was another company that tried to 2 years ago and they failed miserably. They were in the right idea, the right space, they just couldn't pull it off. But what I can say after 5 weeks, yeah, it's been 5 weeks now, they have. So before I share my screen, I have to say this again. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for educational, training purposes and entertainment only. It is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on what you do. Anything that you decide to get involved in, you got to follow my 4 rules. Rule number one, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number two, never invest money you can't afford to lose. Rule number three, always get a return on whatever money you're putting into something as fast as possible. Follow those rules. So here is results of the last 5 weeks of this company portion of the screen. Company is called eEstate. Digitize real estate. This is not my agent screen, meaning sharing with others. You know how people, if I share with others and I build a community, I can make some money. No, this is me buying digital real estate property. $15,950 that I've done. What has my return been so far? $3,193.82. Not dashboard. This goes right into my bank account when I withdraw. Immediately, instantly. I've got I've got some assets in a lake house, a regular house, commercial property. Every single day like clockwork. Do I have to get up out of bed for this? Do I have to go out and recruit people for this? Do I have to do presentations for this? No. I can keep my mouth shut, say absolutely nothing, and still have this. Now, what is interesting, I have a community. I have my ILCA community. I've been in the around so long that, if I say something, people that want to do it. So, yes, I do have agents. I'm making more money from my own property than I am from recruiting. And I don't even recruit. So, for my ILCA community, what our goal is to be diversified. Our goal is to have multiple ways to have passive income coming in. This is perfect. You don't have to learn a new skill set. You don't have to recruit anybody. You don't have to convince anybody. And this is instant, meaning tomorrow. And you know what's even best? We're not talking about $20,000, 50,000, 100,000. If I wanted to get something right now, let's see, real estate, I could get something for $10. 10. So at least I can get my foot in the water and see how it works. See if, hey, what is it looking like at the end of the week? What about after a month? See, I've got at least 5 weeks worth of evidence now, right there. So you know what that means for me? I scale up. Now that I know that it works, now that I see the process, I didn't have to recruit to do this. I'm gonna increase this. First goal, $10,000 a month, passive income, and then 50,000, and then 100,000. Hmm. So saying all that, because I wanted to be crystal clear, is there anybody confused as to the difference between residual income and passive income? Anyone confused? How about this? If you get it, now type me in the chat box. If you get it, type me in the chat box. Is it clear as to why I made the decision to go in this direction rather than jump on the latest hype of a network marketing health and wellness company that everybody's jumping on? You see why I'm not moving in that direction. If you just love the product, hey, more power to you. I have product from multiple network marketing companies. I got them sitting on my desk right now because the products work. That's great. But I'm not going to make any residual income off of it. So that's not where my focus needs to be. And if I'm ever going to share or share with somebody, let me share with somebody that I know. They don't have to be the best recruiter. They don't have to be the best presenter. They don't have to be able to sell a product. You got $10 to at least get your foot in the door? Our goal within ILCA for 2026, and we're going to really be hitting this hard because we do have our River of Money group that is private. I only showed e-estate because that is public and they partnered with us. But our goal is to be able to help each an individual be earning between 2,500 to $10,000 a month in income, passive income. And just from this opportunity alone, let me share a screen with you one more time. So somebody said, well, Brandon, how, how, how can I be doing that? Here's the number right here. For this to be coming in on a monthly basis, at least for the next 18 months on this program. That's the number. Hmm. So that's all I wanted to share tonight as kind of a part two to the secret call we did Sunday night. If you missed that, I have not posted the recording, but it is still up on my Facebook page. So you can go to Facebook, scroll down to Sunday night, you can still see it there. But I will post that recording soon. Listen to that and then come back and listen to what I'm saying again tonight. And go out and get the book, this Cash Flow Quadrant, and pay attention to the I quadrant. This is what wealthy people do. This is how they build their wealth. If anybody says, Brandon, I like what you just said, and I am also curious, I might want to be a part of that whole e-estate thing as well. There is a live presentation taking place in 15 minutes. I get back to whoever invited you and ask them for the link to that presentation if you want to learn more about how tokenized real estate works and how you can be a part of that for as low as $10. But I'm also tell you, $10 ain't going to get you a whole lot yet. If if you're just being curious, you ready to scale that up? Start the new year off right. Instead of Christmas presents, should have got people some property. Again, scale yourselves up. So that was it. That was all I wanted to share for tonight for this. I will be doing a running series about passive income and the importance of it. I don't believe in just promoting an opportunity. I believe in educating as to why. And that's what tonight was. This was just showing you why something like that could work. Not a guarantee that it will, but why we're on this pursuit. Passive income as I enter my 50s, so that by the time I'm 60, God willing, there is no, and let me say this too, because a lot of people miss this, and I wasn't taught this. People love their 9 to 5 job for security, healthcare, maybe you get your pension, and a guaranteed check twice a month. And hopefully you have enough saved and left over for your pension to take care of you for the rest of your life. If you're self-employed in network marketing, and so to speak, there is no pension, there is no 401k, there is no automatic savings for you, Social Security, because you ain't been paying into the Social Security when you come to the end of your career. So you have to either have been so successful that you have enough money set aside to take care of you for the rest of your life once you decide to stop doing network marketing, or you want to have invested in assets that's generating you a passive income so that whether it's at 5,000 a month or 10,000 a month or 50,000 a month, so that you can maintain your lifestyle for the rest of your life when you're no longer able to perform to build that company. That's the move I'm making right now as I'm going into my 50s next year. Be in a position where my income level stays the same regardless of if I get out of bed or not. That is a big difference. So any opportunities that I look for have to be able to cater to that. And this whole e-estate thing is doing just that. And that's a start. So with that, thank you for being here. This is my last broadcast of 2025. I don't know. I might do a New Year's Day broadcast, just set off the day right, but I won't be doing anything official until this Saturday. This Saturday, we will be doing our next official ILCA presentation. So you don't want to miss that. That'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. I'm about to hop off now and hop on the e-estate presentation done by Brother Anthony Deloach. And so I can still keep learning more and more and ready to kick off 2026 right and have that passive income coming in. So again, get back with the person who invited you. If you've been just watching, every day you watch and you take no action, do you know you're losing money? I'm actually kicking myself for because when I got started, I did not actually purchase my property immediately. I think I waited a week, and that cost me like an extra $600. I waited a week before I actually bought the property. So that was my mistake. But every day you wait, you're losing money, and every day counts. So with that, Take care, everybody. Enjoy your New Year's. Be safe if I don't speak to you again until after the New Year's. And I'm looking for those who are ready to run with me in 2026. And we will be at the Miami E-Estate event. I think I'm told I'm going to be speaking at that event on January 29th, that Saturday. So we'll be at that event in Miami. And I said this, and I'll say this publicly, what I shared with my private ILCA community. I'm skeptical about everything. I trust nothing. Only way I move is if I still believe I can make a profit if you fail by 90%. So I just showed you guys proof that I already made a profit. So at that pace, I would have made the same money that's in there within what, another 4 months? About 4 months, break even. So that's good enough for me to move. But if I like what I see when I come back from Miami, then I'm gonna blow the hell out of this for 2026. Big time. So if that decision is made, then I'm looking for those who are gonna be ready to run with me because I'm gonna take it to a whole nother level because it's gonna help in the process of my goals that I have for ILCA. And we're having a big ILCA event also in 2026. You guys will hear more about that out here in the LA area. So I got big plans, but it looks like if this keeps going, the E-Estate can establish the financial foundation to be able to fuel all the other things that we got going on, if that makes sense. Passive income. So with that, all right, take care, everybody. I'm looking for some players coming soon. Brandon Ivey out. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see those of you that's going to hop on the E-Estate presentation in like 5 minutes. Take care. Bye bye. Oh, I gotta end. I gotta play some music. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta play my New Year's music. No, not that one. Share screen. There we go.
Ooh, yeah. It's that time again.
Christmas lights on the block, New Year dreams on the way.
ILCA, E-Estate.
Let's celebrate.
Snow on the windows, hope in the air. Mama in the kitchen, say a prayer.
Another year wiser, still standing strong. Learn how to build something that lasts long.
Last long,
They told us rent forever, never really own. But we found new keys through the digital zone.
ILCA taught us how to see it clear. E-Estate brought the future right here. What you plan today,
These tomorrows away.
from the block to the globe, we own.
We build it brick by brick, passing down wealth,
Brick by brick,
a real estate dream song.
on the Christmas list.
Oh, the Christmas list.
ILCA show the way. E-Estate help us all today, from Christmas cheer to New Year plans. We building legacy with our own two hands.
Stockings full of dreams,
Not just toys
talking about assets.
for the girls and boys.
Fraction by fraction, land we can claim.
Tokenized homes in the digital age.
18 months active,
Then we coast.
6-month payouts,
Yeah, we toast.
10% yearly.
Life looking right.
That's how we celebrate Christmas night.
Education first.
Then elevation.
New generation.
We build it
Brick by brick, passing down wealth. God give.
ILCA, open the door. ILCA, what we're working for. From Christmas joy to New Year cheers, we own it, land breaking fears. Hands in the air, let the music play. We're celebrating a brighter way. just about money. It's about moments, family, freedom, and finally owning what we passed down.
This ain't just about money.
It's about woman.
This ain't just about money.
It's about moments, freedom, and finally owning what we passed down. Bring home, Christmas love,
New Year,
New Year cheer,
ILCA.
standing tall, on and on.
From my family to yours, see you in 2020.
See you in 2026. We do ILCA.
You better be.
ILCA. ILCA. Who got the keys? ILCA. Bye. Bye.